Okay, ready? All right. Good morning, it's Mayor Kaufusi, and I am here to hold another Conversations with Kaufusi. I just wanted to point out a couple things. I am outside in the fresh air, and even though I'm outside, I'm practicing social distancing with my director, Dave Decker. We're making sure that we're 6 feet apart. We're not sharing a microphone. We're gonna make sure that we practice what we preach. So let me introduce Dave Decker. He is our Public Works Director and probably plays one of the top 3 most important roles in the city. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Dave?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm Dave Decker, and I'm the Public Works Director for Provo City, and we cover about 12 different distinct areas in the city, everything from our fleet management, internal to the city, to the airport, to stormwater, streets, engineering, and wastewater. So we cover a lot of areas, and we have a great staff to cover those areas. They're very dedicated, great people, and I really appreciate them, especially at this time.
Yeah, so they're what we call essential employees. They run the city, they do everything, trash pickup, everything. So when we talk about non-essential and essential employees, those that we can send home and those that we can't, these ones we can't. We need your department. It's critical.
Yep.
So talk to me. A phone call I get a lot is, will this pandemic impact our drinking water?
It won't. Everything that we've heard across the world, the drinking water systems are not impacted in any way. And so, again, we have a staff that is, they're practicing social distancing. We've taken some precautions with the staff, but they're fully on board. They're fully operating just as they normally would. And so our wells, our spring water, everything that we normally have coming into the system, it still functions just like it normally would.
So what's your take on everybody fighting over bottled water?
So right now, I don't really understand that. Again, there hasn't been any report anywhere in the world that I've heard where drinking water becomes an issue during this challenging time. And so right now, water system isn't expected to have any change to it.
Okay, so plan on turning on your faucets, plan on drinking your water, and everything should be fine
Should
with
be
that.
just fine.
Okay, next question is, will garbage pickup continue to operate on the regular schedule?
It does. So garbage collection is one of the areas, like you mentioned, in Public Works, and we'll continue to pick up garbage on the same weekly schedule that we do right now. We continue to do recycling and composting. There's spring cleanups that will happen on a scheduled basis, and we have those posted on the city website. So all of those events will continue to happen. We do encourage people. Those employees have had the same directions given by me to maintain social distancing. So we do ask residents when they come to the spring cleanup, they're going to have to be careful with the social distancing, but all of those events will continue.
How about, are there concerns about the sewer system, and should I be concerned about what people are flushing down the toilet?
So this is an area that I would recommend some caution to the residents. We do have reports coming in from other locations around the world, mostly because of the shortage of toilet paper, that residents are now flushing different objects down the toilet. And I would caution residents about using napkins or paper towels or baby wipes, anything like that. And the real risk is actually to the lateral that runs between the main and the home. Usually the main has enough flow that it doesn't become a problem, but those foreign objects can create a problem in the sewer lateral for the resident. And so the real risk is actually to the resident. So I would discourage doing that.
Because then it's your sewer system that's backing up in your home.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good to know. How about, will construction permits and inspections continue to happen and be available?
They are. So construction and the permits, everything associated with development and building, we're making every effort to make those processes continue as normal. Again, we do have some social distancing. We have some websites that are being encouraged to use for the contractors, but permits, construction, inspections, they'll all continue.
Carrying on as usual.
Yep.
Okay, great. And then one more that gets asked a lot, which is always kind of comical to me because, I don't know, it probably, how many times a year do we use our snowplows, Dave, on average?
It's probably a dozen, or maybe in wet years, probably 15 or 20 times.
So about 15 or 20 days out of the year,
Yep.
yeah, we use our snowplows. And so the question is, during the pandemic, will our streets get plowed?
They will. If we have snow, it's the 1st of April, it's beautiful weather today, but if we had snow, which we sometimes do in the spring, we'll still plow the roads. And again, we can do that practicing social distancing with our drivers. That's not a problem. So we'll come out and plow the roads.
Okay, so one question I got asked was, people are saying that they're seeing a lot of drilling going on kind of at Rock Canyon Park and up Rock Canyon, kind of at the entrance where you go up into the canyon. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yep, there's a unique project going on in Public Works right now, and it's related to a system called ASR. ASR stands for Aquifer Storage and Recovery. And we have approached the state about some concerns that we have with our groundwater. And it's not an emergency, but our aquifer is in decline. And one of the concerns that we have, and you see this happening around the world and in the state of Utah, where water systems will try to artificially charge or recharge the aquifer. So right now, Mother Nature will recharge during the spring runoff. For instance, in Rock Canyon, right there at the mouth of the canyon, we lose about 2,000 to 3,000 gallons a minute out of the stream. Most people don't notice it because they're just hiking along the trail, and nobody's really measuring the water in the stream at different points.
But you are.
But we are, and so we can tell right there. There's kind of a porous area, and the water is dissipating into the ground, and that happens usually for about a month or two during spring runoff, and that's how Mother Nature is recharging the aquifers. But we are trying to do it on a more consistent basis, maybe even year-round. Mm-hmm. And so we're doing some tests and being able to use water from different resources and pumping it up into Rock Canyon. We actually have 5 different locations in the state that we're trying a variety of different experiments in recharging the aquifer. So Rock Canyon has 5 monitoring wells that we're drilling, and that's the drill rig that people are seeing in the mouth
and the
of
pipe coming up out of the ground.
Yep. And so we'll drill those holes, and some of them go as deep as 400 feet in the ground. And so we're going to monitor how much water and how the water travels underground with the monitoring wells. We'll do it in Riverview Park. It's the same thing. There's some activity, some construction activity happening there as well. And they'll see a drill rig show up in the park soon. And again, it's the same type of activity that we're doing. And it's a unique project. It's not the first one in the state. There's, like I said, there's 4 or 5 other ASR projects happening, but it's becoming more of a statewide problem, and I think it's important for Provo to be proactive in this area.
Yeah, I love that we're proactive because we're constantly thinking 30, 40 years down the road and what will be here for those that are living in Provo at that time. And
that's right.
Perfect example of it.
That's right.
Okay, so take us across the finish line. Is there anything we need to know out on the public works side that with the pandemic for the citizens?
I think I think it's important to know that the basic essential functions from public works, they're going to continue to happen for the residents. Again, we're practicing some caution with our employees, and I think that's important to know as well. But the essential services will continue to happen. I will, one area that we didn't cover a lot is the airport. It falls underneath Public Works, and there's some extra precautions that we're taking at the airport. We're asking only ticketed passengers to be going into the terminal.
Good information.
And there's some information posted outside the terminal, taking some extra cautions. So I think it's important to note that there are some areas in Public Works where some caution needs to be exercised by the residents.
Yeah.
But overall, we're going to continue to function.
Yeah, you are. You're one of those first responders, public works. You guys are the essentials, and we appreciate you showing up every day and taking care of us. So thank you.
And we've got a great staff. I have to tell you, Mayor, and I know you know this, but the staff is fantastic in Public Works. They really come together. So
Yeah, there's just good people.
They are.
I mean, the city has the best employees and people that really care about the way the city is run and the citizens. So, well, thank them all for me. Thank you for joining me on Conversations with Kaufusi, and we'll get through this.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your support too.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.